husband or something, and then someone will get into the comments and say the husband bona anamcheat, ni kumaanisha huyu mwanamke haogangi, hana shughuli na watoto wake, hakwangi mpoa kwa kitanda. Like, how do you make such a conclusion and you do not know this lady?
Yes.
You do not know her. You don't know whether she's black, she's white, she could be, you know, Chinese. You do not know this person.
At all.
You know, she could be someone living with a disability, but you're there saying, huyu mwanamke ndio maana hata wanawake wa Kenya siku hizi wana. But you're like, but what made you think that she's even Kenyan? She could be Tanzanian.
Yes.
You know? It's just crazy.
And people are, for me, I feel it's moral decay. Our society, we become so intolerant. We do not show compassion. We have become so touchy. Like somebody somewhere will just write. And you know the most interesting thing? Those people who are keyboard warriors, they're probably not even, they have no clue.
We used to work at NHIF.
Yes, NHIF. And people will talk so much trash and you're thinking, really, you have no clue who this person is. You don't know anything about the person. And there are people who especially these bloggers, those people who want to be the first to say something, and you will find there are people who should be esteemed in the society. They are lawyers, they are journalists, they are business people, they are analysts.
Yes.
But they will type things and you read and you're thinking, did it come from your mind, your mouth? I mean, did you type that? See, you type and throw away your phone and never, you know, because the things that people are saying, even though sometimes we go political, we say things because of the other side, whichever side you are on, and you will say nothing positive about the other side. All you will say is negative. You will even create a negative story so that you're relevant, so that you onekane, maybe bado niko his side, maybe bado niko his side ingine. And really what you're saying, and then maybe you have thousands of followers. What are you saying? What are you preaching?
And, you know, actually, now that you've mentioned that, I've just been reminded of the case of Edwin Chiloba, the fashionista who was brutally murdered and put in a box and so on and so forth. And I remember when the story first broke, before we even knew who murdered him or why they murdered him, people were saying, yes, gay people in this country, you know, it's ungodly, you know, that is why ulikufa when ulikufa, rest in pieces. And you're like, do you realize someone is dead?
And that person,
do you realize that person had a father who cared for him or her, a mother who loves him, a sister, and a relative who cares for them, and you're here saying that ni vizuri umekufa because hii dunia is not forget. Like, that is someone's lifestyle. Why do you have to go and castigate this person and forgetting that he's first of all human before anything else?
And the most interesting thing about it, there was also where there are people who were saying it was for homophobia. Then they realized, oh, it's not. The same bloggers who had said the way people are fighting gay people, they realize, it was not even that. It was, you know, between them and love triangle and things, those things. Then somebody's thinking, how do you go back to social media and speak? Don't you have morals? Because the things you write, the things you say, think through them, because whoever it is you're talking about is a human being just like you, who has feelings, who needs also compassion. With whatever it is you're saying, yes, you may not agree with their lifestyle. You even don't like that lifestyle. It is okay, but respect that person. Let the person be. Why? Because of their parents, their siblings. There are people who loved him a lot. So why would you just say things? Na hata hauna clue anything.
Huyu mtu umemsikia mara ya kwanza
na unajua
kwa hiyo
kusema.
internet, kwa hiyo Twitter ama hiyo Facebook.
Yes. The other one is body shaming.
Yeah.
I mean, that was epic. It was terrible. It was ungodly. I mean, why did people talk so bad to Ahu? I mean, and the person talking like that, the things I'll say.
Yes.
Those people who love to gossip, why do some people like to gossip and trash other people? One, I believe they're jealous about the other person. They wish they were them. Is it
jealousy? Sometimes I feel it's like you feel like you're better than me. That's why you're trash talking me. You have a 6-pack, so you will ingilia my 1-pack, for instance.
Most people who are better than you will rarely talk bad about you. Because they wamejitosheleza. So they will not find the need to talk trash about another person. But the people who are lower than you, 90% are the ones who talk about you. Why? Because they want to be like you. They want something about you that you have and they don't have. Others use trash talking and gossip as currency for connection with others, because you feel like
connection.
They use it as currency for connection.
Unajua
nikikam nikikushoka gossip ka fulani unafikiria I am good to, yani I'm a nice person, you know, and so you want that connection, because unfortunately human beings love to hear stories.
Yes.
So you come and tell me and you're like, you know, then the person who is telling me that story, they will feel, because I'm listening and I'm, you know, listening and maybe participating, they'll think now I've gotten a connection with Liz. But the moment you walk out, I'll be like, that chick, that guy, trust issues, I can't trust them anymore. So there you're thinking you're gaining, but actually you're
losing.
You're losing. And then you also find that there are people who have a very low self-esteem, and therefore they will want to pull you down. Yes, because the things they say to others are the things they believe they are. Because I will not show something that I am not. If you find me a loving person, it means I will automatically show love towards you. But if I am a hateful person, that is the thing I will show. So I say what is inside you will come out. So those people who keyboard warriors, who talk a lot of trash, a lot of negativity, trust me, your life is full of negative. You may prove to us otherwise. You may want to tell us the way you're just doing it, it's work. Yeah. But my friend, there's no way you will surround yourself in a pit and not become dirty. You will become dirty.
You know, I remember back in the day when HIV was a big deal, and there was a lot of stigma because of it. And ungeshuku tu mtu, you know, ukiona mtu ameanza ku lose weight, mnaanza kumuingilia ati huyu mtu ni kama akona ukimwi. And it is because everyone at that particular point, they thought they were clean. Because HIV and AIDS was associated with immorality, sexual promiscuity and all that. And a lot of the times ungesikia ulisikia movie yako na ukimwi kai unaona vile siku hizi amekonda na nilijua tu ni historia yake ya kumanga kila actually. So it was like
Nata atasema unachata ninajua friend yangu mwingine walikuanga na yeye. Nata you have no clue. You even don't know movie.
Ati hata no wonder unajua hata kuna ule ex wake alikufanga kama yeye alimpatia mpaka you're like now surely is that your problem? Maybe my ex died of a very different issue, and maybe I don't have HIV. Maybe I just started going to the gym, started dieting, and I lost weight. So why like, okay, why are we like that? Is it a societal issue? Is it a cultural issue? Because I find a lot of trash talking, especially with us black people, and it's usually black on black kind of crime, for lack of a better word.
It's true, because even if you look at maybe the Western world, you'll find NBA players, they do a lot of trash talking between themselves. Actually, sports people do a lot of it, but from my research, NBA players really, it's bad on their side. And most of them are black. Doesn't mean that the whites don't, they also do, and with their cultures and their races and all that. But what I think is that we find joy. Human beings like to talk.
Right.
And human beings will either talk about ideas or people. So if you're not talking about ideas, you're talking about people. And if you're not talking about people, you're talking about things that are negative about people. Because I don't know why people love to talk about negativity. It's because it is what surrounds them. And that's why I keep saying, if you keep talking about negativity about other people, it means your life is full of that trash you're talking about. But also there's the time where you will talk bad about somebody because, quote unquote, they deserve it.
Okay.
Like people will talk bad because they don't trust you. Maybe they interacted with you and you really were not nice to them. And you did something really bad to them. Therefore, when they will talk about you, there's no way they will talk in good light about you. In fact, recently I had a conversation with somebody and I really vented and talked about somebody because of an issue. And the lady was very kind. She said, Liz, can you relax? Hata kama amekukosea, chill, tone it. Because if you do that, we won't go forward. We will be circling. Then I was like, okay, fine, I'm done, I've vented, imenitoka. But then what the problem is, if you have somebody who is not thinking higher than you at that particular moment,
Yeah.
she will not help you, or he will not help you calm down so that you stop talking about it, because at any given time utakasirishwa na mtu na utasema huyo mtu sijui nini. But you need the person you're telling aku calm down. Sasa tumevent, sasa what shall we do about it?
Yeah.
So it is okay sometimes to be angry with somebody, and sometimes you will say those things, but when you do, who are you telling, and will you remember to come back to norm? Because that person, even though they did wrong, they're still human. They need chances. And anyway, you're not Jesus, but you may walk away. You may walk away from them. You may cut your ties with them, but you do not need to talk too much negative about them.
Is it possible to, okay, but like, let me, when I encounter bad corporates, I usually go back and I email them, or I tell them in their social media, and I DM them. Mi sitaenda kukuanika pale hivyo ati nianze kutweet ati leo Safaricom mulikula data zangu vinyo nanga tu akifanya. Me, I'll actually get into your DM. If you're a hotel, like this one time I actually did that to a hotel. I went into their DM and I told them, look, today I was served in a certain way that wasn't necessarily what I think should be the standard of a hotel of your status. And they responded and they apologized and everything was okay. And I think that is probably how we need to deal with issues. But a lot of guys, and especially influencers, they'll go and they'll start talking about, hey, leo nilienda Hilton, wow. Wacha nikwambia, hiyo place kwanza siku hizi iko down, hata waiters wao wako. And you're like, you could have told them that, because it's them who need to change.
Yes.
The people you're telling in the streets probably they never eat at Hilton, and they'll never eat at Hilton. Yeah.
Okay, when people do that, there's also a different, another side of it. Probably you've encountered Liz, and somebody else has encountered Liz. And so you guys meet and you're like, what is wrong with Liz? Why did she do this and this? At that particular moment, you're now talking about her. Yeah. But you're talking about her with facts of what she has done. That time it's not hearsay. That time is a discussion. And then you, because you believe in telling somebody directly, you will tell the other person, no, what I think we need to do, I'll go talk to Liz and tell her.
Yeah.
So you come and tell me. That's a different story. Now you've gone to a hotel and the service was really bad. Or a hospital. Nowadays it's hospitals that are really not nice. Sometimes exposing it sometimes with proper evidence, I think is a good thing, because we need to also up our game, because you don't give me trash service. Yeah. And nobody is talking about it, because I will tell you in the hotel when I was there, you're talking trash. Yep. Then I will, after I tell you that you're talking trash, not talking trash, you're giving me bad service. Yeah. I tell you at that particular moment, you do nothing. Another time somebody else comes to the hotel or the hospital, and then they need to be exposed. It is I think it is important. However, do it very professionally, in a way that you have evidence, you have either photos. It is a very properly done thing. Yeah. But if it is just something that has happened to you alone, just go DM them, explain to them. Yeah. Yes.
You know, so there's I don't know if you remember this radio presenter, Linda Nyangweso. She was bullied at one point on social media because she took a picture she was in swimsuit wakiwa na bwana yake, and I think their daughter, if I remember the picture very well. And guys started getting into her comment section and telling her about her weight. She was overweight. She was plus size. And people started telling her, hey, unajua unakaa nini. There are those who, wrote positive comments about her weight, and they were like, okay, maybe, call this number. This is a number of a nutritionist or a dietitian who can help you. This is a gym. You can come to this gym. Let's see what we can do about your weight. And I appreciate those kinds of texts. Lakini wale wa, hey, huyu mama unampinduanga aje kwa kitanda. And I'm like, do you know that is a relationship that you could probably be destroying without knowing? Exactly. Someone else's self-esteem you're killing. Yes. And people are heartless.
But those people who type that, you would look at them. They are probably really down. Because nobody who is positive, I keep insisting, will write something like that. it is impossible. Can you write that?
You know me, when I see such kind of comments, I click on the profile of that person. Kadem kakadogo kakona figure. You know, remember when size 8 was size 8? Before she became not size 8. Mtu akona hiyo size. Mpaka you're like, unajua anaongea hivi kwa sababu maybe hajai kwa hiyo weight ya this particular person.
Lakini hata si hivyo, hajui situation ya huyu mwenye unaongea about.
That person could be sick.
Yeah.
They could be having a condition.
Yes, na hata wewe unasema profile hiyo unajua aje. You know already there's a crisis.
Yeah.
That is going on, especially in the West. People, the children, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15, are going for plastic surgery so that when they do a selfie like this, they look like the filters on those selfies.
Let's take a short break on that particular point. When we come back, hopefully you guys have told me something in our DM up kwa WhatsApp. Would like to sample some of your feedback as far as that is concerned. But don't go too far. We'll definitely be right back with more on trash talking and why you need to stop it.
From February 10th to 1st of April, K24 and K24 Plus will be showcasing a continental spectacle. It's time for the 2022-2023 CAF Champions League. Watch all the action as the continent's finest clubs take to the pitch. Who will emerge victorious? Catch all the action live on K24 and K24 Plus.
Engine. I'm Nana. And I'm Gigi.
Engine.
The show where we learn how we can create a healthy world, how to love the world we live in.
Every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Join us as we explore our world in a fun way.
Yes!
Learn how different things work and what we can do to make our environment a better place.
Being together.
Who knew science could be so exciting? Engine, every Saturday at 9:30 a.m.
Just enjoy, yeah?
On K24.
Leo tuko maeneo ya Kiambu County kwa hisani ya Tatua Tatu. Nakumbuka siku ya leo tuko sehemu inajulikana kama Usikimya.
Welcome back. This is K24 this morning, and my name is Mungala Mbuvi. I'm seated right here with Liz Uimbia, who is a life coach. And during the break, we were just talking about situations that find us off guard. Have you ever trash talked knowingly or unknowingly someone, or you've tried to what is that word I'm looking for? Like unajaribu kuibisha mtu and then it backfires? Well, let me tell you of a situation that actually happened recently. There was a family gathering, and then unajua tu venye watu wanakuwa tu na perepere mingi, so someone randomly asked a chick in the house, "Hey Liz, na umekawia sana hujapata mtoto, kwani ujisikii kuendeleza generation?" And everyone in the room just went quiet and they all went silent because majority of the people in that room knew that that particular chick had just had a miscarriage. And she was recovering from that situation.
You can imagine.
But huyu jamaa kutupa tu mdomo hakuwa anaelewa situation. If he had known the background and what this lady has gone through, people are struggling to get children out here.
Yes.
I actually have a very personal friend who is unable to have kids because he shoots blanks. And they have even tried adopting and doing IVF. They even traveled to the UK to get specialized treatment and all that, and it's just not working. So you can imagine what you do to such a person,
Such a person.
because of that careless. What ulikuwa unajaribu tu make fun in the room? Zile za, hey, Liz, unajua, me, I have 3 kids. Maybe I'm just trying to make fun of you because you have none. But you've been struggling, and people don't know that. Yeah.
Yes. And it is in many situations that you will find people are struggling, and nawe uko hapo na mdomo yako kubwa unasema vitu hazifai.
Yeah.
I mean, the tongue has the power, has a lot of power. Use it wisely. Use it wisely. Don't say type, because nowadays people don't say they are typing.
Yeah.
Do not use your fingers, because the fingers now have become the mouthpiece. Don't use it to say something you would never want to be told yourself.
True.
Yes.
True. Again, still on the same issue. Another friend of mine recently had a miscarriage like a month ago, and she ananga house help, anakwanga tu na wale mademo wa kukuja, they scholar wanakuja, wanaosha, wanaenda. So unfortunately that house help made what is it called, like a remark, zile za ai na nini siku hizi umenona, unaona kwa nini? And she had just lost a child. She had gained the baby weight because mtoto ndiye alikuwa anamea kwa mwili. Then the moment this lady told her na siku hizi umenona, akatrigger ile uchungu ya but I just lost a child. And I was like, if only we can, there's a way you can ask someone, hey, Liz, what's happening? I don't know. How can you find a better way of telling someone about their weight, for example, or about their dress code, their hygiene, their whatever it is that you want to tell them about?
One, things to do with weight, they are very sensitive to several people. There's somebody who you will tell na umekonda, atasikia vibaya.
Yeah.
And you've gained weight, atasikia vibaya. Sometimes I say, if you have nothing positive to say, don't say anything at all. But if they are your friend, when you're what is the intent of giving that feedback? There's somebody who, if he or she came and told you something about you, you'd feel nothing because you're close, you're tight.
Right.
It will be like, you would take it positively and work on it. But there's somebody you have no clue who they are. They come and tell you, it would make you question yourself. And as I was saying before, all of us, we have our own internal insecurities. We have our own way we critique ourselves and judge ourselves. So the moment another person comes and confirms with big words, and when I mean big words, they really will say it. It makes you feel so belittled that you're like, oh, I didn't know. I knew that, yes, I am big, but I didn't know it is that bad.
Bad, yeah.
Do
you know, actually, now that you're, sorry for cutting you again, I was in that position, 2015 or 2014, because I divorced around the same time. And I remember when my ex-wife was leaving, some of the things that she told me was that I was disgusting because of how fat I was. And I didn't realize just how fat I was until she said it.
That.
And she told me how disgusting I was, and so on and so forth. And my friends, family would tell me zile za ai manze mbuvi jo, hii weight inafaa kuenda. Someone else would tell you ati umepata kwa kama hizi ni matau. Mtu ukienda ushago na mbao na matau manene, unajua zimekuwa kubwa sana. Shingo imepotea because huku umefura. And for them it was just making fun. And they would tell me that, and would love zile za kwenda huko. But deep down I was dying every single time someone pointed out something about my weight.
Yes. And it pains you, and sometimes you do not know where to start. Then another thing, because people have said it so much, you're even afraid to ask for help. Because you're thinking, now I'm confirming what they're saying.
Yeah.
So you are afraid of asking for help, yet you need it. So whenever you tell somebody something, and especially exes, there's a story I was told.
Yes.
That recently you're somewhere, you're seated in a club. So there's a group there and you're here. So these guys were seated on this table, and there was some guy with some chicks and some guy, a group.
Yeah.
So one of the girls just got offended. It's like, Sasa wewe, your thing is small, what is small, what you want? You're not good, you're not good. The other person, the people on the other table, they were men. They had, the guy just was silent, was just taking his drink. He looked at them. He told them, now, if I am like that, I have slept with you, I have slept with you, I have slept with you, I have slept with you. All of them were silent
Yeah.
because
What a comeback.
yes. So if that's the way I am, then what's up?
Yeah.
And you know, he
Si nyinyi ndio
relaxed.
mlinichagua.
And you know, the guys who were sitting on the next table, walikuwa kisikiza, they all stood up. Yeah, you know, like that was a good comeback.
Yeah.
Because you don't say some things. If that's your ex, you don't know whose ex it is mwingine. Stop trashing the other person.
True.
Because you are in a relationship with them. You trashing them and telling stuff that are so negative about them, it means you've not let go.
Yeah.
Because if you've left, why would I go and trash a stranger? No reason. Let the person be. Muliachana, muache in peace. Because there are spouses who separate,
Yeah.
exes, especially people who've been married, and they will still troll the other person. They will find out who they are with. They will trash. They will go tell in-laws. They will tell their own parents and their own relatives the evils and bad of this other person they left. Ulimuacha, muache in peace. Let that person move on with their life. Stop. You will not be validated by talking trash about the other person. You actually look very bad when
Yeah.
you talk trash about the other person.
And unfortunately also we do that in our relationships where we trash our partners. Again, I've used myself as an example, told how disgusting I am. So you can imagine telling someone that and you expect this person to live with this person for the rest of your life. Like ama ni mtu anajaribu kuambia tuachane na wewe ndio ushikanishi. Because in my case nimekuja kurealize that is what I was being told, tuachane. Venye nilikuwa nakataa kushikanisha, nilikuwa doanzi.
Alafu unajua ulikuwa hapo, ulikuwa ukitaka muendelee. Lakini hakuambii vizuri, because when you know, a relationship makes you grow. Because why? A relationship brings out your bad, your good, and the ugly. And at that particular moment is where you're supposed to grow. Because there's nobody who will be so real with you than the person you spend your life with. They'll be so real with you. But how they say it will either make you change and grow, or they will make you go under and completely go into depression. Because I've seen men who will trash their wives just because they've gained weight from getting a baby. And that woman will really go down. And the more she goes down, the more weight she gains. So what happens? The husband will just push her down higher. And the others who will try so hard, work on themselves so hard, they look very nice. But the same man, because he's jealous of your looking good, they will start now using another emotional abuse on you, and the person will go very down.
Yep.
And so therefore, and then another thing we also do for ourselves, we see people on social media, the pictures they post, the videos they post, and we imagine their lives look like that. My friend, people have makeup, people have filters, people have done so much on themselves, because if you were to go behind the scenes, that person does not even accept themselves who they are. Unless they are with that makeup, they do not know who they really are behind the scenes without the makeup. And that is something that is corroding our society, because what we are doing, we are lacking to accept ourselves. We want to go for surgery. We want to change things about ourselves so that we can fit into that society.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you were to be constructed and become that selfie with that filter, you'd not even like yourself, because you wouldn't look good. But we want to do that. Why? Because we have not accepted ourselves. So also in the trash talking, and the best comeback for me, I think, accept who you are. If your weight is the way it is, you
Kubali.
know, kubali. Then ukubali, but if you need to do something about it, do something about it. Seek help and work on it. If your hygiene especially, because there are people who unamkaribia mdomo habrush, ama pengine ana brush, lakini kuna watu wananukanga damu. Unajua, like, okay, si
really?
damu, like they will smell a nice smell, eh?
Yeah, the body odor.
Yes, amejaribu kila kitu. Drink maybe more water. Seek help. Don't usikae tu hivyo useme mimi ndivyo niko na you don't care about other people. Take it positively, do something about it. Whatever feedback you're given. But then there is malice feedback. Do nothing about it. Move on with your life.
And there's what feedback?
Malice feedback. Mtu anataka tu kukuambia ndio tu usikie vibaya. Hakujali, they don't know you, like that one for Linda. They didn't know her, they don't know anything about her. And they will talk and say things that are so negative and so bad that...
True. There are people actually who have weight issues because of underlying issues, diseases and so on, and hormonal imbalance and all that. And they are really struggling with it. They do not know it, by the way, until they actually go for medical checkup. That's when they are told, by the way, uko na shida ya hormone levels.
Yes.
They are considered, wengine wako na cyst na hawajui.
Yes.
Wengine ni fibroids hawajui.
Exactly.
So you're just here adding weight, you're adding weight, you're adding. You don't know. You've gone to the gym. Unashindanga gym daily.
Yes.
Unakimbia kwa hiyo treadmill. Nothing is happening. You've even stopped eating now. You're even borderline malnutrition. You're almost dying. But the weight is still there. Wanafanya blood glucose tests, they find that you are deficient in A, B, C, D things.
Yet you're big.
But if you now go to a specialist, and people do not know that you can actually go to a specialist. So kuna mtu like wala tu ushago, yeye anajuanga specialist ni nini? Yeye anajuanga clinic, nikienda pale nipatiwe Panadol nimepona. But such a person, if you actually engage them and ask them, okay, let's talk about this weight. When did it start?
Yes.
You know, me, I usually have this situation with, people I've dated, where we have a list. We write, after X amount of dating, I ask you, please let me know what about me you do not like. You know, literally list it down, and I'll do the same.
Yes.
I'll list everything about you that not what I like about you. I won't lie to you. What I like about you is that you're beautiful, you know, you're, let's talk about what you do not like.
Because that is what matters.
Yes. Then I'll explain, and you know, some things you never know. So if, for example, I have bad breath, I could be having halitosis, which I didn't know about. There we can go to a dentist. What else? My weight. Okay, we can do the gym. We can do the diet. We can, so once you explain these things to someone, now as a couple, you can actually move forward.
Yes, because trash talking between couples, pulling each other down, does not grow you. It destroys you, because at the end of the day, what do you want? You want the best version of that person who is in your life. Because when they are the best version of themselves, they'll give you the best of themselves. They'll give the world the best of themselves, and therefore the world will be a better place.
Na kwanza ma BFF ndio wanakuanga wabaya, wanakwambianga, hey Buvi, udem mkoneaje? Buda uoni manze Jovi nyamenona? And you had no issues with her weight. Or they tell you, hey, move your damn. Manzeni kama mgongo yake moja ni kubwa kuliko side nyingine. And you hadn't noticed that, and you're like,
no, na yeye anakutime, muache uone venye atamnyemelea.
Yeah, so actually, you can never tell me anything bad about my partner unless you're telling me in a positive way. You know, like, tell me, Bovi, do you know something ABCD about this and this? And I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew, or I didn't know, which I'll have to go and find out later. But you just can't come and tell me about someone I'm with and then unexpect it's smooth flowing. Ndakunyonga.
Yeah, because gossip what is the intent of gossip? Gossip is to put pain in another person, to show another person how negative they are and how good you are. Another person is just to make them, to spread something that is not true so that other people can hate them because you probably don't like them.
Yeah.
And you can make it a ball that will roll and roll, yet whatever it is you're saying about them is so not true at all. And when you do that, you not only degrade yourself, you not only hurt yourself, you also hurt the other person. And the other person, always remember, they have relatives, they have children, they have a spouse.
Yeah.
What are you doing to them? Because honestly, we talk so bad about politicians, especially, and socialites, that sometimes you're thinking, guy, hiyo story yote imetoka, is it really true? And somebody will be very quick to talk, but is it true?
Because I remember, like, for example, Betty Chal, when she used to post a lot of her pictures online, people would be like, nasikizu umenona, uliachwa na Dennis, baka unashanga. Sasa watu, okay, waliachana, but unajua waliachana nini haswa?
Haujui?
Of course, people had a lot of things to say about Betty and the way, you know, she's the one who caused the problems in the marriage and so on and so forth. It might be true. I do not know how true or not true it is. But I also don't believe that Dennis was an angel per se.
course.
You know?
Yes.
So, and I'm not saying that, him not being an angel is what pushed Betty to do some of the things that she did, but I'm just like, why don't you just let people be?
Yes.
She has moved on from her relationship. Why are you still there? Because to date,
They still
Betty
troll
ateka
her.
picha hivi. Out of 100 comments, utakosa tatu someone
Exactly.
referring to Dennis. And you're like, but guys, it's like how many years now?
Imagine. And if somebody did that to you, how would you feel?
Willis Raburu the same. He will post a picture. Out of 100 comments, utakosa tu Willy to tatu someone, referring to his ex. And you're like, but guys, we just like we understand that you guys are our, online in-laws, but hata nyinyi mko na limit bwana.
Yes. Nata wewe mwenye una type.
Unaweza pata yes.
Wewe uko aje? Huyo ndio
mbaya.
bad kabisa. And before you speak, what would you want people to say about you? And when you think about it that way, then you will be more careful. But what I ask Kenyans, what I ask all of us, can we be more compassionate? It doesn't matter you're talking about your ex, to your partner, to your children, because also parents can be something else to their children. Also parents can trash talk over their children.
Oh yes.
And you destroy the self-esteem of that child completely.
Ni wale wanatutanga ng'ombe wewe, hata hakuna
Yes.
kitu. Wewe nilijua hata nikikupeleka shule you are nothing.
Yes, wewe baba yako ndio alinifanya nikaolewa kwa hii. Wewe ndio umefanya niolewe na huyo baba
kuonanga
yako.
nakumbuka tu baba yako.
Exactly. You know?
You're ugly as your father.
Do not. The other one is, even to our social influencers, leave them. Stop trolling them like so negatively. You do not want to follow them, unfollow. And I like what Akothe says. If you don't like what I say, what I do, unfollow me. Just unfollow, because hata kubother. Because you don't need to say anything that one day you can be told you said this.
Yeah.
Why did you say it? Because the things people post 3-4 years later, if they were shown, they'll be like, guys, see mimi nilisema.
Actually, it's very true. I look at some of my Facebook memories and some of the things I used to say back in 2009 when I joined Facebook. Back I'm like, who was I?
Exactly.
What is this? I would make comments and statements, and like I said, no one is perfect.
We keep
No one is
learning.
perfect. Lakini inategemea, have you learned from your imperfections?
Yes. Yeah.
Trash talking people there on social. Because there are times utajipata ukisema ati mtu mmoja anakuanga ni ng'ombe sana, hata ndio maana hako hivi. And then you remember, guy, lakini surely, what was that?
Yeah. Even then, we go to our politicians. We have so much to say. Just like when people are watching football, I understand. I am not a fan of football, but I understand. Somebody will be like, no, you should have done this. Yani people really know how to do theory on how they should have played football. Now, we have a new government.
Yeah.
You voted for it. You didn't
Yes.
vote for it. You like it. You don't like it. Can we just have compassion? Can we just let them be? Can we just allow... stop looking, because it's like Kenyans, we've sat down and we are looking for every negative thing we can find.
Yeah.
And what people never realize is that is a negative spirit we are giving into our nation.
Yeah.
Why can't we just be positive and look for good? And I keep saying, go to the road, and I challenge you, look for an orange car. I like your expression.
Why am I looking
look
for an
orange car? Just sit and look for an orange car.
Yes.
Like if you were to sit there and just look and look,
Yeah.
one, the white cars would disappear. You'd start seeing all the colors of colors on the road. You'd see pink, you'd see purple, you would see yellow, you would see orange, and the white ones would become less.
Okay.
That's what I say, that anytime you want to talk something about somebody, you want in your own life,
Look for the positivity.
look for the positivity.
Okay.
It is harder to find. The negativity is all around us, but look for the positivity.
Liz, how can we reach you? We would like to have more of these positive conversations.
Positive conversation. I have a very good program called Be Unstoppable.
Be unstoppable.
Be Unstoppable, that runs for 7 weeks, and you can find it on my website, lifeconnect.or.ke. You can find me on my phone number 0763 64 24 90. On social media, Liz Oimbia, I'm there.
All right.
Let's connect.
Na in case umehatia your number, again, I usually say usiogope kunitisha. Mimi nitakuwai. Meanwhile, thank you very much, Liz, for coming through. Yes. And for you guys for being in sync with us. See you tomorrow bright and early on that Hangout Friday. Go ahead.
Have you watched K24? We would love to hear from you. Send us your feedback on what you like and what you don't like and why. You can use any platform to reach us. We can be reached on Facebook, SMS, Twitter and WhatsApp.